at Matevas area in the city.
Limefanikiwa kuwaua majambazi sugu watano wakati wakijibizana na risasi.
5 criminals have been killed during a fire exchange started by robbers. This took place for about 35 minutes, whereby 4 of them died at the crime scene, and 1 tried to escape, but he was shot down. 3 motorcycles are in our custody, as well as 1 shotgun.
Kwa kusimama imara, kuimarisha ulinzi na usalama.
You've stood strong to protect and enhance peace and security in our region and to fight crime. I'm delighted because as the chairperson of the Peace and Security organ, it is evident that we have strong officers. I commend the police force for a job well done. Within a short space of time, they were able to recover the weapon.
The death toll of lives lost due to floods in Kilwa District, Lindi region has gone up from 7 to 13, making it a total of 19 deaths caused by floods in the region. This was said by the District Commissioner of Kilwa, Christopher Ngubiagai, when speaking to the press at Kipimbi Primary School, where a temporary shelter has been set up for the flood victims.
Na zaidi ya wananchi 15,096 wameathirika.
More than 15,096 people have been affected, as well as 3,774 homestays, so the need is great. With regards to the number of those who died, 13 deaths have been reported, some have been buried, but there are those whose bodies are still to be found. Rescue operation is ongoing in search for those swept in the water. What is going on now is to provide aid to the victims. I'm asking the government to provide us with more food and clothing, as we have nothing to wear. Houses have collapsed too. We are in need of aid.
Businessman James Rugemalira has told Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court that on 24th of January this year he met with a representative from the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau (PCCB) when he visited the prison, and that he gave him a letter addressed to the Commissioner General of Tanzania Revenue Authority (TRA) on how Standard Chartered Bank in Hong Kong evaded paying tax. The statement comes after an advocate from PCCB, Amgela Ndimbo, told the court that the case had come up for mention and that investigations have not been completed. Rugemalira told the court that the ones to be charged are Standard Chartered Hong Kong, and that he was surprised to see more accused being included in the case, and that this was slowing down investigations. Other accused in the case are the owner of IPTL company, Harbender Sat, and the legal officer of the company, Joseph Kendege, who was added in the case on December 20th, where they are being accused of conspiracy, involvement in criminal network, forgery, and incurring the government heavy losses. With 1 day remaining until the government through the Immigration Department stops use of old passports after introduction of electronic passports, turn up for application of the new passport has not been as big as has been witnessed in other exercises when deadlines are issued. This was as a case at the Kurasini Immigration Office, Dar es Salaam.
Nimekuja kubadilisha passport.
I've come to renew my passport so I can be issued with a new one. I've been advised to bring a letter of introduction from my local government authority, a letter from work if I'm employed, and my mother's birth certificate. Most people are not able to come because they are too busy. It is true that everyone is busy, but it is extremely important to get a new passport. I know that the deadline is tomorrow, and if you don't get the new one, then you will not be able to use the old one to travel.
Ya passport iwepo ndani iliyokuwa sahihi ambayo utaweza kusafiria muda wowote, itakuwa ni vyema zaidi kwa sababu hii mwisho kubadilisha kesho.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Job Ndugai, has inaugurated Kondoa District Council Court building constructed at a cost of 679 million shillings. Speaking at the occasion, Speaker Job Ndugai said that Parliament and the judiciary will continue to cooperate closely in creating and overseeing laws of country.
We know that by strengthening the judicial system, we will attract more investors to invest, because now there is an assurance of justice when needed. It is my belief that after this ceremony, there will be more buildings that will come up. An evaluation was carried out throughout the country to understand the state of the judiciary, so we can get an understanding of good courthouses and those that are in need of renovation or to be rebuilt, and these have been listed in the book.
Yote tunafahamu na yote tumeyaweka kwenye kijitabu hiki.
The government intends to start a program aimed at reducing harvesting of natural forest reserves for various social and economic activities, and instead sensitize use of planted trees in order to protect natural forests and water sources. This was said by the Deputy Commissioner of Conservation from Tanzania Forest Services, Mohamed Kelongo.
What is most dangerous is to run over the wild animals, as this will decrease their number. If it is possible, then vehicles crossing the game park should pay a fee, which means that only those in need will use the road, reducing the number of vehicles passing through the park. We've implemented various development projects working with the local community. Today, we've launched a couple of projects handed to the Peace and Security Committee. The aim of doing this is to work together in protection of game parks and reserves. In Arusha, tourism is extraordinary. Serengeti and Ngorongoro are always promoted, and as a result, a lot of tourists are keen to go there.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, Tanzania's ambassador in Kenya, Dr. Pindi Chana, has held talks with more than 30 ambassadors representing various countries around the world on investment opportunities in Tanzania. Speaking after the meeting, Ambassador Dr. Pindi Chana said that during the talks, the envoys expressed that political stability has been a major factor in attracting investors to Tanzania.
So we have used this opportunity to explain all those available avenues whereby different diplomatic corps, different investors could come to Tanzania and invest. Kenya is among the biggest investors in Tanzania. So recently we have more than 500 companies invested in Tanzania from Kenya. This is also the most important area of investment, but also it's the right time to invite other embassies accredited to Tanzania who are stationed in Nairobi to come and invest in Tanzania.
The investment in your country is very attractive for investors. This information we transfer to our countries, to our business people, and personally I'll be accredited to your country as ambassador. Then it's very important to attend such forum to inform our business people in Jordan for the opportunity in your country and incentives and promotion of foreign investment. And then I think that the time now to people to come to Tanzania, because I hear many good things now happening in the country, changing the law of investments and attraction for any investors.
Our companies are ready. We, together with the Excellency, we are preparing a trade mission to Tanzania. It's ICT. We are very much interested. Then building a factory for the organic fertilizer. There are already some discussions going on, but after this presentation we learned a lot, so it is helping us.
Specific sectors, almost all the sectors outside, I would say cross-cutting, but including the agriculture, industries, technology, tourism, name it, infrastructure, almost is a cross-cutting for almost all the existing sectors. We still need investment back in Tanzania.
As Burundi prepares for general election expected to be held on May 20th this year, citizens of Burundi have been urged to respect and support their leaders. The call was made by the Secretary General of the ruling party in Kenya, Jubilee, Raphael Tuju. So far, 6 candidates from political parties and 1 independent candidate have expressed intention of vying for leadership of Burundi.
Tusipomheshimu rais wetu ama viongozi wetu, sisi wenyewe inamaanisha kwamba hatujiheshimu.
If we will not respect our leaders, then that means that we do not respect ourselves either. Our prime responsibility to give support to our leaders. Your passport will value since your president is valued by his citizens. It all begins with you so that the rest of the world will do the same.
Kulingana na vile president yenu anaheshimika.
President Paul Kagame of Rwanda has received credentials from 10 envoys who have assured him of counting diplomatic relations which aim to improve trade and investment with Rwanda. The envoys are from Japan, Finland, Malawi, Sierra Leone, Niger, Georgia, Burkina Faso, Italy, Denmark, and Czech Republic.
I promised Mr. President to bring more Japanese investments in Rwanda in different areas, not to just financing support, not to just JICA volunteers, but trading, but investments interesting in this country for Japanese companies. So this is my biggest job, to bring these companies and Japanese money into Rwanda for mutual benefits.
Rwanda people, I can tell you, my brothers and sisters, that we are brothers. The president has accepted that. Let's do business together. Let's work together. Let's do investment in Rwanda and Malawi, and let's live together as one. Bless Rwanda, bless Malawi.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The Ministry of Minerals has said several measures are being taken to develop uranium mining in the country so that when extraction activities start, they will be done by adhering to laws and regulations in order to safeguard the sector and ensure the minerals benefit the nation and its people.
Wakati iko siku atakuja.
Time will come and they will fulfill legal requirements and they will be able to continue extraction activities. As a country, it is our responsibility to get ourselves ready by preparing our people on those minerals extraction activities.
Baada ya utafiti wa kina kufanyika,
after thorough investigations done, the results are there is huge economic potentials in uranium minerals. Right now, we are at preparation stage.
Na kuuzwa. Hatua tuliofikia sasa hivi ni hatua ya maandalizi katika uzalishaji.
24 women groups from Ukerewe District Council in Mwanza region have received a check of 71 million shillings for income generation activities. The District Council issued loans amounting 84.7 million shillings to 31 groups with more than 300 beneficiaries during the 2018-2019 financial year. Before giving out loans, education is provided to clients on importance of keeping records involving political parties leaders and local government leaders. The loans will help women in improving ourselves. We are grateful to President Dr. John Magufuli for supporting women in getting loans so as to improve our income. The government has warned leaders and executives from cooperative societies in the country who are continuing to embezzle funds from cooperatives, causing them to incur losses and fail to operate efficiently. We are directing all groups in the country, if AMCOS leaders will not be ready to educate themselves on issues of cooperatives, we will not tolerate that anymore. Elections of all groups will be carried out soon for both primary cooperative societies and secondary cooperative unions.
Tumejikita kuweka mikakati imara ya kuhakikisha watendaji wote.
Our determination is to put in place strategies that will ensure all groups attendants of AMCOS groups understand the importance of diligence. What happened in Mirambo to get disclaimer of opinion has hurted me.
Kupata hati chafu imenisikitisha sana.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly after this break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lent.
Welcome back, and in sports news tonight. Boxer Salim Mtango will tomorrow face his opponent Surya Tatakun from Thailand in a Universal Boxing Organization Super Featherweight bout at Mkokwani grounds in Tanga region. Awaited Premier League game played at the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam between Azam FC and Mtibwa ended with a 1-1 draw.
In
Mchezo kusema kweli ulikuwa mgumu na kiushindani na ulikuwa na vitu vichache vya.
The game was difficult and very competitive. In the first game, we lost a few opportunities of winning the game. After the halftime on the second game, when Mtibwa got back, changed their tactics and became extra difficult.
Mechi ngumu kama hiyo unapata pointi moja.
With such difficult games, one can walk away with only 1 point. I'm grateful that we got the point and would like to congratulate our players for a job well done because they performed to my expectations. The management of Namungo FC has claimed that decisions made by the linesman in the game against Simba were unfairly made, but they are letting the final decision on their concern to be made by the Referees Association as they return to Lindi to prepare for their Premier League game against Mbao FC from Mwanza.
Barani kila mmoja anaona jana tulipata bahati ya kuwa na viongozi wa ngazi za juu kabisa.
The good thing about football is that it is played openly where everybody is able to watch. Yesterday we received a visit of TFF leaders and a league body members. I am thrilled that they agreed it was not a goal but rather an offside. I think it is best that we leave the matter for them to make a final decision. Meanwhile, we have another game on Saturday with Mbao FC.
Na ninahisi kama vile wanataka kulifanyia kazi.
Police say they are working with Manchester City to identify anyone involved in trouble during Wednesday's EFL Cup semi-final against Manchester United at Etihad Stadium. A 43-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of possession of a flare. United won the second leg 1-0, but City progressed to the final on aggregate. City are looking at CCTV after fans were pictured making aeroplane gestures. Airplane gestures in reference to the in reference to the Munich air crash in 1958, in which 8 United players were among 23 people killed in the disaster. After the match, rival fans were seen throwing seats at each other. Both City boss Pep Guardiola and his United counterpart Ole Solskjaer condemned fans after the match. Now, Novak Djokovic moved a step closer to retaining the Australian Open title with a straight-set semi-final win over injury-hit rival Roger Federer. Serbia's Djokovic was a 4-1 and 40 love down in the opening set before recovering to win the tie-break. Djokovic, aiming for a 17th Grand Slam title, will face Dominic Thiem or Alexander Zverev in Sunday's final. Victory would mean a record of extending 8 Australian Open triumph for Djokovic, who lost just 3 matches at Melbourne Park in the past 10 tournaments. And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
Decor this week, because there is something called Color of the Year, and it's always celebrated in different fascinated ways and means, including the interior design.